For years, debate has raged on amongst conservationists about what role do zoos play? What purpose do they serve in our modern society? Well, here's the thing. We need to keep zoos around for no other reason than they are going to be the perfect place to hide out when the zombie plague comes. When the outbreak happens, you've got to get somewhere pretty quick. And zoos are often in good central locations while also being pretty isolated. And I'm sure that as someone with a membership, shelter from the zombie apocalypse is covered in the fine print. Take, for instance, me local, the Melbourne Zoo. It is totally surrounded by a tall, thick brick wall with barbed wire along the top and gates that could be closed at either entrance. And if you're thinking, what if they're the zombies from World War Z? Well, obviously, we'd be screwed. But we're not talking about the zombies from World War Z here. Once you're inside those walls, you've got 55 acres to build a new civilization. Like most zoos, they have a commitment to sustainability, meaning they're solar-powered buildings, fertile ground to grow and cultivate crops, and most importantly, a recycling water plant. There's also plenty of other water sources available if you need them. Before you even have to worry about growing your own food, there's going to be a fair amount of it on hand already. There's different cafes and restaurants, not to mention little kiosks where you can get yourself a little hot dog. Who doesn't love a hot dog at the zoo? And those things can last ages because they contain no real food. There's plenty of medical equipment on board. First aid kits, defibs, penicillin, heaps of other medicines. Not to mention they have a vet there with operating tables big enough to operate on a gorilla. They could operate on you if you needed them to. And if the zombies do get in, there's going to be a few guns on hand surely for when dangerous animals escape. Plus you have plenty other things to make weapons from like pitchforks and other gardening tools. And lastly, of course, the zoo has animals. Given zombies are just people who can't think, they would be no match for nature's greatest killing machines. What are they going to do against some tigers or lions, gorillas, hunting dogs, cassowaries, pythons, crocodiles? Just let a couple out every time there's a breach and they'll take care of it. Even if hundreds of zombies broke in, what are they going to do against a herd of elephants? The elephants would just trample any horde that comes their way. Even a full-grown lion can defeat an entire hyena pack on its own. A whole bunch of undead pricks, not going to be any match. Even the tiny Tasmanian devil would feel like it's having a scavenger hunt at Christmas as it goes around breaking bones and snacking on corpses. And yes, look, if the zombies were those army of the dead zombies that can make zombie tigers, yes, we'd be more screwed than if we weren't at the zoo. But look, in this scenario, it's not them zombies. It's not War of the Z zombies. It's classic Dawn of the Dead, Zombieland, Walking Dead, Shaun of the Dead type zombies. The non-dangerous animals would be useful as a food source for people and animals alike. You could crack open a few scarlet macaw eggs for breakfast. With a bit of perseverance, you could farm populations of kangaroos, wild pigs, turkeys. Hell, even a few monkeys could make for a nice, sustainable food source. A small hippo could feed you for weeks. God, look at that thing. Looks delicious. God, I want to eat me a hippo so bad. And easily the best part would be, even though you're in the zombie apocalypse, you can still go to the zoo.